Hello again. Uh, I am just playing on this little tiny canvas for tonight. I'm doing a voiceover again because I had music and TV going and various dogs barking and you know the drill. Anyway, this cup that I have poured, there's a white base coat down already there, and it is I think that's house paint. It's just a white satin enamel house paint, I believe, mixed with a little Floetrol and water. And the cup that I just poured down was a cup I had from leftover drippings, so there's all sorts of colors in there. Your golds and silvers and things like that. This is another cup of completely full of drippings from the very colorful one I did. I don't think I posted a video of that one yet. It was just for fun. So this is the drippings that I scooped up off the table from a cup that was full of a lot of colors. So, you know, everything but the kitchen sink is in this painting tonight. And I thought, well, why not just have some fun? So, I just figured I would dump it all on the canvas and stretch it out, see what I get. And unfortunately, in the video, it looks pretty anemic. It looks really light gray and stuff, but it's actually a very sort of a dusty rose, sort of a silvery dusty rose. Um, yeah, so it's not as gray as it looks in the video. Unfortunately, it's hard to really get true color, isn't it? So I'll just let you watch the stretching here, and I fiddle around a little more later on for something to do, and actually came up with some fun ideas. So I'll just let you watch for a bit. Might be a good time to tell you of my obsession for stone and agate slice looking rock and crystals and things like that, geodes. Yeah, I've really been focused on trying to create those beautiful banding lines that you see in agate slices and geodes. I've been spending a lot of time searching for just nice crystals and formations to put into some of my resin pieces, which I haven't even gotten to much lately because it's cooled down quite a bit. So I've been trying to finish up other things. Anyway, I guess that'll probably um, happen a little more next summer. So I'll just let you keep watching. And actually, the color is not showing too bad on the video here, but it is, that silvery, dusty rose color. Um, but it's showing up pretty good. So I'll just let you keep watching. There's a little chunk there under that dark section of white, not where I'm touching there, but further up. That is bugging me. It doesn't fit there. And I think it was a chunk that got stuck, and when that happens, none of the paint moves. So fishing out pieces and trying to stretch this a little bit so I'm not losing the nice rounded lines I and I don't want lines that just go straight across the page like you know, a piece of paper, like lined paper. So I'm adding some more paint here just to help with the flow a little bit and help get that right against the white, that dark edge. I want that to flow off the end a little bit more. So I'm just thinking, well, I'll add a few things in here just to see if we get any kind of cool reactions with the paints against each other. But if I don't, I'll just tilt it right off, which you can see is happening. Anyway, I just keep tilting until I get a composition that I'm happy with to sit and play around with a little more. So I'll just let you watch until we get to that point. So I got it to the point that I wanted to just let it rest and sit, and I'm looking at it thinking maybe I would doodle on it. So I got out some golden high flow acrylic, and that is the gold. And so I take a little dotting tool, and I'm just adding dots of gold. And what the gold will do when you pop it into the fluid paint is it kind of blooms. So I've used it before to make little coral looking um, blobs, I guess, for lack of a better word. Um, so yeah, if you drop it in, it'll just kind of bloom if it's a bigger drop. I do one up on the side of the canvas a little later, and it bloomed a little too much, but it's still kind of cute looking, so I left it. So that's all I'm doing now. Is the only other things I'm using is what I just said, the gold golden high flow in gold, and I'm dotting in lots of area of gold. You'll see a lot more done. And now that white area there, those little white dots are just milk paint, and milk paint will really bloom and spread out, so you have to be really careful on the size of your drop that you're adding in. It gets kind of caterpillar looking. So that's all I'm doing. I wasn't sure at this point whether I'd be keeping this pour or what, so I thought, well, why not doodle on it while it's wet and see what I can come up with. So I actually end up liking it in the end, and I'll keep it. So I'll just let you watch now. Sorry, no tunes, but hopefully you have some music and you can just watch away. I'll just cut out some areas where it's kind of dragging on. Thanks. So I'm coming along here. I'm tapping in a lot of gold between the cells and making it sort of appear vein-like. So I keep going back and forth to the same sections because sometimes it starts to sink and disappear on me, which is fine. It's still there, but you just need to keep working at it, and I'm going back and forth and seeing areas where I'd like to add more, so I go back again, or you just keep going until you're happy with it. I love working on the pour when it's wet and adding things. The effects could be really cool. And what happens here is using the gold this way with the milk paint. I do a lot of sort of tapping in it as you tap. It's kind of like if you were to spray. Sometimes I spray paint over my wet resin, and then you tap and you get some broken up resin pieces. Well, not resin pieces, but it breaks up the spray paint on top of the wet resin, and this kind of the same effect here. You tap on the gold paint and it breaks up and it starts to become almost looking like gold leaf, gold foil is in there, because it does look very broken up and it looks very natural actually. You'll see at the end in the photographs. Anyway, that's all I can say for now. I'll just let you watch again. So there we are, and right there on that left corner is a big chunk of gold, and it bloomed quite a bit. So you will see it looks very coral looking, and you can use that as a technique in your resin is on my mind, in your wet paint to really make a nice coral effect. You just kind of drop the high flow acrylic paint into your already wet paint and just let the drop do its thing. It'll just grow and make fractals and kind of bloom. Sometimes different paints have different reactions, like the different high flow colors, so you just kind of have to experiment. But you can see how it kind of looks like foil is in there. At least to me it does. And this is wet, and there's some dry pictures coming up. All right, we're coming up on the dried results here, and so this painting was all done in one evening for me, which is very unusual. Usually I'm letting my things dry, and I'm sometimes weeks later I'm picking them back up and painting on them. This one I probably could do a little fiddling around on, but I think once it's varnished it will look really nice just the way it is. I love how the lines or the bands have the deep, color to the banding. That will look really nice, as will all of it once it's varnished. And I varnish with a spray varnish and a UV sealant, so it'll really pop out the colors and look really sharp, I think, once it's dry. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Actually, it's kind of long for a video that I did in one evening. Well, take care. Thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate you watching the video. It means a lot. Thanks so much.